So this week continues our ongoing trend of originality with a new number one review.
Number one. Who doesn't love a new number one? Gives us number ones all the time. Marvel Comics numbering books is pointless. It no longer matters.
I did not read a new number one, but Garry has read another one yet again. And
The number one kid.
That's right.
That's my new name.
And then we got a couple of trade reviews and so on during the show. All the great stuff you expect. So I guess I'll start it off.
Oh, sure, go ahead.
Then you can go, and then I'll do some trade reviews and just continue on.
The ground? We're gonna get it running.
That's right. So I read ElfQuest number 2 from Dark Horse Comics.
Did you read number 1 earlier?
I did, and the one before that.
ElfQuest.
So,
Nerd!
ElfQuest, The Final Quest, number 2. I don't know why it's called The Final Quest, but we'll see. Maybe it means it is the final one.
I doubt it, but...
We'll see. So, we pick up from the first issue where they're in battle with the humans, like they've been many a time over the years. Well, the whole issue basically is just a big battle issue, fighting this horde of men who are destroying this town that it resides beneath their holt up in the mountain forests, whatever. Get a couple of deaths, not major deaths, so at least that's alright.
They mean nothing.
Well, they always mean something in the ElfQuest universe, which is cool, but, I mean, it's not one of the bigger characters like Lita or Skywise or Cutter or whoever. Cutter's daughter Ember finally gets recognition, which, if you don't know what that is, it means they've kind of found her, like, soulmate, so they can, like, you know, fall in love and have babies and whatnot. And she gets captured. Well, she lets herself get captured to let her future husband escape with the rest of the elves. And that's pretty much the whole issue. It was just a giant battle, which was cool. The action really moved it along pretty quickly. So I did like that. Some good behind-the-scenes artwork in the back, actually, which is nice to see. But it seemed like a short issue compared to the prequel issue and the first issue. So, still Wendy Penny on art and writing. Her husband Richard on writing as well. Still looks great, like it always has over the years. Nothing's really changed too much. Looking forward to where the third issue goes, actually, just because this issue was just a giant battle. So it wasn't too much development other than the recognition happening, but still a good book, and worth picking up if you're a fan, or a new fan, or a new reader.
I've never read a single issue of ElfQuest anything in my life.
It's fairly accessible. I have a long box full, plus a whole bunch of trades up there, some oversized trades up on the other side, and then some other trades somewhere else.
They're somewhere.
I've got a lot of ElfQuest. So.
Awesome.
So, you read a brand new first issue.
Yes, indeed. Continuing that aforementioned trend.
That's right.
Book I've been looking forward to since it was announced. Dan Slott's Silver Surfer number 1. Dan Slott, amazing writer. He's been killing it with Spider-Man for such a long time now. For such a great writer, him only doing one book in Marvel for such a while was a little odd.
It was odd.
Considering guys like Hickman and Bendis.
But it was like bi-weekly, though.
True.
So it was kind of 2 a month.
So he's picked up and he's doing Silver Surfer now. So a nice relaunch of the Silver Surfer book. The Alreds are doing the art on the book. I'm not a super big fan of Alred's art. I appreciate the work he did on Ecstatics. I wasn't super big and keen on his FF run from a year or so ago. He often tries too hard to make things look strange, bizarre, and unusual. It doesn't seem natural. For the Ecstatics, that works because that was kind of the whole point.
Yeah.
I think it might work a little bit better in this context since it's in the space opera style book. But it's not really an origin book for the Surfer. I mean, there's little bits of hints and nods for his past with Galactus, but it's not intended to be an origin book for the Surfer. It's kind of a setup story for where the first arc of the series is going. It's got this Earth girl who ends up getting taken from Earth and used as kind of leverage against the Surfer. There's a bit of a context as to why she's taken and a bit of a reason behind it. There's a machine that kind of picks up who the most important person is to somebody, and then uses that as leverage against them for this particular task. And this girl is selected for the Surfer, and she's used now as leverage against him to complete and defeat this baddie in the universe part where the story takes place. A new character called the Never Queen, which sounds like a Doctor Who villain.
It's kind of cool though.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like something to be out of a Doctor Who story, which is pretty awesome.
The whole book is almost a take on Doctor Who.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I think eventually once the girl and Surfer pair up, it's going to be a very Doctor Who-like adventure story, which I'm fine with. I'm kind of cool with that. I don't mind seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the art kind of works a little better in this context compared to his run on the FF. As much as the FF is a weird time-traveling, dimension-hopping type of book, the art seemed weird for the sake of being weird. This it kind of fits since it's an alien world far out there in the reaches of the universe. Kind of fits a little better. The Surfer looks really nice. I mean, it's kind of hard to draw the Silver Surfer, I think, because you can't really do much embellishment or design style on a 6-foot-tall, naked, silver, bald guy. Like, what can you do?
Lens flares.
Lens flares. Nothing but lens flares. So yeah, nice. I mean, the Surfer looks nice. Back to kind of the darker inking on the Surfer to make him punch a little bit with the contrast with him being just a silver dude. And it's a nice story. It's a good introduction. I mean, we have a little tiny past bit of the Surfer, and not a lot of time retreading ground that we already know, which I appreciate. I mean, we know the Surfer. People who are going to buy this book, odds are, know the Surfer. And we don't need to retread his entire history with Shalabal, and we don't need to see the origin of Norenrad and everything.
I'm sure they'll squeeze it in later.
I'm sure we'll get it in, but it'll fit naturally. I mean, it could easily come up as like an explanation thing when he's explaining to his new companion gal here, which I'm going to call it the companion, I don't care. But overall, really great first issue. I love it. Space adventures I always enjoy because it's great license to do some weird out there stuff, both visually and storytelling, and basically turning the Surfer into Doctor Who. Awesome, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Out of all the number ones that I've read in the last little while, the Silver Surfer, the Captain Marvel, Magneto, and what else I've read? Moon Knight. This is my favorite out of all of them. I can probably see this getting added to... I know. I can probably see this getting added to my bag. The strength of Dan Slott's writing is fantastic. Even though I'm not a super big fan of the artist, it works in this book, so definitely worth picking up. I'm going to give this a solid, definite pick up and buy for the week. Great book. And they added the tail fin back on the board.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a nice little old school throwback to the Surfer, because over the last couple of years they've taken that off.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, the Surfer can create or do anything he wants, so
yeah.
He took it off himself. It wasn't Marvel.
Sure it wasn't. Sure it wasn't.
Yeah. Alright, cool. That sounds good. So next week, who knows? Maybe more new number ones.
Odds are there'll be a number one next week.
Hard to say, hard to say.
Well, even like the new Avengers issue had a 1 slap on the cover.
I know.
It was
stupid.
like, come on.
Just because it's a new story arc doesn't mean it's a number one.
Yeah, Uncanny X-Men from last week. Uncanny X-Men versus S.H.I.E.L.D. number 1. It was like issue 20.
Yeah.
Like, you're...
Yeah. Exactly.
It doesn't matter anymore.
So...
You got trades in your
trade
hands.
review this week. I picked up a couple of older ones. Not too old. Last few years or so. Bought these from the deliciously robust $4 pile at my local LCS. They're pretty good. The first one was Herald's, written by Catherine Immerman, drawn by 3 different people, which is fine. It was a weekly miniseries at the time, so the art actually is fairly consistent throughout, which is good. Nothing's really... There's the odd
page to page.
Yeah, there's one moment where it's a little different from the rest of the book, but that's fine. It kind of works, actually.
I don't like that in books when they do art exchanges mid-book.
Yeah, I know. So, basically it deals with, tying into Silver Surfer, funny enough, a little bit. Deals with
Heralds.
the cosmic power and Frankie Ray, who gained it long, long ago to become Nova, one of Galactus's short-lived heralds.
It's weird how they have two characters in Marvel Universe called Nova.
So she died, and stuff happened, or whatever. So in this book, the Nova Force that had, not the Nova Force, the Cosmic, Power Cosmic, oh my god, just getting those all wrong. Talking about Nova. So the Power Cosmic actually survived her, and has come back, still in like her Nova form, or whatever. Emma Frost, Valkyrie, She-Hulk, Abigail Brand, Hellcat, and Photon, who are currently celebrating Emma Frost's birthday, kind of got to deal with it, because it just kind of hits them where they are in Las Vegas and everything.
Not exactly a group I would imagine hanging out together.
No, it's kind of odd, and it's kind of weird, but this book is utterly hilarious as well, because they are just so oddly paired together.
I love Abigail Brand. I really do.
Yeah. Invisible Woman's in here, and we get appearance by Reed Richards.
Is she in there, or is she always in there? She's invisible.
Deep. Pretty good story. In fact, I enjoyed the humor more than anything else in the book. It was just so funny. And definitely worth picking up, especially if you can get it for $4. Original cover price was $16 US, so not bad.
It's a quarter of the price.
That's right.
That's math, kids.
So check it out. I gave that one a 4 out of 5. Second one I got was Six Guns, which was a 5-issue miniseries by Andy Diggle and David Gianfelice.
Ah, the Diggle.
This updated a whole bunch of Marvel's Western heroes for the new millennium, let's call it.
That sounds dangerous.
It was good. Actually, I gave this one a 5 out of 5. It was fantastic. I really loved this book. It was rapid-fire pacing. The story was great. It hooked you right in, just carried you right along through to the end. The artwork was great. It might seem a little odd at first, but once you're reading it, good book. They fight Roxxon from Iron Man. You know, Roxxon the corporation. Yeah. Well, not directly. Through a couple of shell corporations, actually. Supposedly, because Roxxon is covering up a vibranium mine, which is another cool little Marvel tie-in.
What time period is this in?
It doesn't say. It's fairly current with the technology and everything. So.
Okay. You said Western, I just figured it would be...
It's like a new Western, like Justified, if you watch that, or Longmire, if you watch that.
I do not, but I understand.
It's just such a great book, and totally worth $4. Original cover price $15 US. So I used to have the first 4 issues, but I traded them back to my LCS because I thought I had missed the 5th issue. So I'm like, what's the point of even having them? So I'm glad I got the trade because it was definitely worth it. If you can find it for full price, digital, whatever, just buy it. It's a great book. 5 out of 5. Herald's 4 out of 5. Next week.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah. Next week, probably looking at Rat Queens, Volume 1, new image title. So there's a number 1 for you.
There you go.
And maybe something else. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. So do we have a brow raiser this week, Mr. Garry?
We do. Coincidentally from a number 1 issue.
What?
I know.
Really?
Daredevil number 1 hit the stands
relaunch.
again last week. Fantastic. I mean, it's the same team.
Yeah.
It's Wade and Samney, and it's fantastic. It's kind of cool seeing Daredevil kind of struggle to acclimatize to being in Los Angeles, because part of the book is he knows New York so well. So wherever he needs to get to, he can find that ledge, that platform, that point to swing off of. But he's having a hard time doing this in LA right now. I never read the Road Trip issue, so I'm not quite familiar with his new partner that he's working with.
Oh.
But the story in the book is he's trying to rescue this kidnapped girl, and he's using some police forensic techniques with his super senses to try and track her down. And there's one point where the story is kind of wrapped up and resolved, and there's this bad terrorist villain monster guy on like a goblin glider tech piece of thing still trying to hunt down this girl in the hospital where Daredevil ends up getting her to. And there's a full splash page. It's a POV reflected punch shot. So the entire page is the bad guy's mirrored face mask with Daredevil punching it, but since it's mirrored, it's a reflection of the POV shot of Daredevil as he's launching out the window, throwing a punch into this guy.
That's pretty cool.
It is utterly fantastic, and Sam Neill kills it on this book. The art is beautiful, and it's so good. It's got like the glass breaking, and you can't see the reaction shot of the guy because it's behind the mask, but you can see Daredevil coming through with the punch.
Yeah.
So yeah, a reflected POV, glass breaking, diving through a window, face punch.
That's cool.
That is a damn good comic page.
I still haven't finished the previous volume of Daredevil, so
it's quality. Kind of a little dangling mystery at the end about his friend there, Mr. Froggy Nelson. Not exactly clear on what happened. As I said, didn't read the road trip issue, so I'm not quite sure how all that resolved. I might, I don't know, acquire it, shall we say?
Yeah.
Because it was only digital, right?
Yep. Digital only series.
Which means it'll be in the trade.
It might be in the trade,
It's only one issue, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. It was X amount of installments, 5 or 6 installments. So I don't know what it was.
You'll probably just get the trades. But yeah, if you're not reading Daredevil, it's probably one of the best books, if not the best book Marvel puts out.
True story.
And if they keep relaunching the book every year, or 2 years, or 3 years with Mark Waid and Sam Neill doing the book, that's fine.
Well, what I'd like them to see them do instead is just label it Season 1, Season 2.
It's slowly creeping there. We've talked about this before on the show, and it seems to be going that way. You know, like the BBC series route of of numbering and organizing. It seems to be getting there. We're at a point in time where the numbers mean less and less with the issues as time goes on. From a collecting standpoint, it's great for DC. Like, I know how many issues of every book I have because of the relaunch. Yeah. But with Marvel, I'm not restarting a new book or a new bag every time there's a new number 1. Yeah. I'm just not. And it's a pain to organize. So why even bother at this point? Why not just try something new? True. I would like them to see, like, this is 2014 Series 1
or do that
Daredevil.
by year. Yeah, something like that.
Just
2014, number 1. Or 2015, number 1. You know, like that. Just 12 issues every year, or X amount, however many it might be. Yeah. Something like that. That would be fine with me. I don't mind.
Because they want the number 1s because number 1 draws in readers. That's right. It's the big flashy... Seriously, the number 1 on this is the biggest font.
Yeah, I know.
It's bigger than the title!
So it would be cool, to do it that way, because then you can just go back to your comic store and say, hey, do you have the 2014 series, or the 2013 series, or whatever it might be.
So if they start doing that in a few years, you know where you heard it first.
That's right.
Patent pending.
These guys. So, Gary.
Hi.
There's not a lot happening out there.
It really isn't. Which is good, because it gives us a chance to talk about a couple of interesting things from the week, though, in the world of comics.
Yes.
Bleeding Cool ran a pretty cool article. I'm not sure if you checked it out. The much beloved and longest running series of all time, the Green Team and the Movement. Those two series that DC debuted.
They were on the top of my list
pretty much monthly. Yeah, top of everyone's lists. 2,000 copies, probably.
Yeah,
monstrous
exactly.
orders. Anyway, there was an article that Bleeding Cool ran about, the whole point of it was to kind of be the Occupy movement style comic book, right? Like the one book representing the 1%, the other book representing the 99%. Yeah. And it was kind of an interesting article because they had kind of an insider's information about the book that because comics, throughout the lifespan of books have always been kind of like a counterculture thing, always expressing ideas for the moments and the times in the books, right? But they're also owned by giant billion-dollar companies, so they really don't want to come off as a little hypocritical if they're doing things like this.
True.
So they
why not?
Yeah, they put these two books out there to try and gauge what the book reading public's opinion is, and then whichever one would sell more, or whichever one was the more popular book, that's where DC would kind of come down on the issue.
Ah, I see.
So, like, that's kind of interesting, using the books as kind of like a political barometer. Kind of an interesting move. I mean, it didn't work out. It probably cost DC a lot of money.
No fan cared for either.
Exactly. Green Team lasted the most, didn't it?
I think so.
It was the movement. The movement. The movement's still going, yeah.
Well, for a few issues.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're going quantity of issues, I guess 99% won?
Yeah.
But the 1% bought the Teen Titans. So,
Yep.
Call a winner, whichever way you want to. I just thought it was kind of interesting.
It is pretty neat.
Yeah, it's putting some of the political back onto the comic book medium from back in the past. It was kind of an interesting little move. If it turns out to be true, DC's probably never going to admit to it. Owned by literally a 1% organization such as Warner Brothers. So
I know
they're never going to cop to it. But kind of an interesting little theory and a good little article. It was a pretty short one. I mean, I would like to have seen Bleeding Cool do a little bit more writing on this.
Yeah, but how far can you go into series that didn't really last that long?
Oh, just the concept behind it. That's the
theory.
True.
I mean, they could always do an interview with whoever, Simone or...
See if Gail Simone ever had any inclination about what was going on, things like that. Yeah. It was interesting.
True. Did you see the news about Dan Slott's new book?
Probably the biggest and only news of the week. Yes.
Yeah, I know. It pretty much was the...
He pulled the trigger the right time on that, because everyone's got it. I'm kind of psyched.
Yeah, I think it looks awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you got Copel drawing it, so...
Yeah.
And I love how in the article where they're interviewing Slott, he's like, he's chained to a desk drawing it right now.
I saw
Thank God.
Yeah. Well, it's
Until
almost,
November.
like 6 months lead time, so...
You should be able to knock out these issues.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, the arts... Like, I know his art style, but
fantastic.
How to have Peter Porker interact
oh my God,
with the other ones. How's he going to look? Cartoony or more realistic?
Well, they had that big banner thing, the poster thing, and Spider-Ham was in there, and, other than the fact that it was a pig Spider-Man, it blended in with the art, and...
But he was wearing his costume.
Yeah,
like,
I mean...
But when he takes the mask off,
I think he might be one of the characters they won't even try and bother with the mask off.
I hope so.
I thought he'd even have a face. That was his face.
He's Peter Porker.
I've never
Spectacular Spider-Ham.
I've never seen Spider-Ham without a mask.
Oh, he had a series that ran for longer than the Green Team and the Movement
combined. But no, I'm psyched for this. I mean, it looks fantastic. All those different... I mean, when they first put the little teaser out there, people were theorizing, was it every single villain? Is it...
Yeah.
There's webs all over it.
Yeah,
Come on, it's pretty obvious.
And I don't know, even though I like this series, I do wish there was a new 2099 series with the Spider-Man, Miguel O'Hara.
Well, I mean, O'Hara's kicking around in the 616 timeline
could
now.
spin off, I guess.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, I think if this series has him going back to the 2099 era and seeing how he wraps up in Superior and in the first few issues of Amazing, maybe he will get his own series. I mean... How many Spider-Man series are there going to be? Are they still doing Superior? They're not doing the team-up book after Superior ends, are they?
I don't think so.
But Superior Foes is still going.
Yeah, that's still going for now.
So we will only have one Spider-Man book.
Yeah.
So, a 2099 might be good. I mean, they're exposing the 2099 Spider-Man to a bigger audience now with the Superior run. So, maybe.
And he's been pretty cool in the book.
Yeah, he has been.
I really like him. So...
I like the concept of all these different Spider-Men, because that's one of my favorite cartoons from the Spider-Man cartoon with the multiverse Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
So having a cool comic book story written by who will probably go down as one of the best Spider-Man writers ever, Dan Slott.
Miles Morales is in there.
Miles Morales, the MC2 Spider-Man,
Spider-Girl.
Couple Spider-Girl, the Mangaverse Spider-Man, which I love the Mangaverse design Spider-Man.
I saw the symbiote Spider-Man in there.
There was on the mask, you can see the Spider Carnage head mask.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Octo Spidey, the Man Spider.
Was Spider Armor in there? Was that?
The Stark Armor Spider-Man was front and center. Yeah, you said the symbiote, the black costume. Yeah. And it looks kind of cool. It'd be interesting to see all these different versions interact, and we're gonna have our team-up versions. We're gonna have our fight versions because some of them won't get along. And...
Oh yeah. What do you think about Moreland coming back?
I don't know. He's kind of from a much maligned.
Joe Quesada.
Yeah, he's from a maligned era of the Spider-Man books.
Well, I don't think he's from a maligned era.
I think maybe people see him as part of the Straczynski era, and with how it ended, tainted the view back of Morlun. I think Morlun's a cool villain.
There was two things that tainted that. A, Joe Quesada and the whole Mephisto erasing the marriage. And before that...
The other?
Nope, not the
Spider
other.
Babies?
Nope, not the Spider
Goblin
Babies. Him and...
Stacy?
Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
That was the storyline that everyone's like, what
are you doing?
Yeah.
And I think maybe those negatives taint people's view of what he did with Morlun and during the other story arc. I liked the other. I thought it was an interesting move. Like
I did too. I liked it a lot.
He literally beat him to death.
Yeah, and that's what Slott was saying too, eh?
And I think this is going to be interesting because Amazing Spider-Man has just come back from being dead.
He's got a face like his greatest
like
villains.
Technically Doc Ock didn't actually kill him.
No, he didn't.
Morlun killed him, so Parker's gonna have to face. Okay, I just fought and clawed my way back. Now the one guy that's actually done me in, I gotta go up against. That is gonna be cool. That is good drama for a book. So that's why I think Morlun is a great choice for this series.
Yeah.
And just the concept that he's, a hunter of these spider totems, and I like that cool back mythology. I like that idea that Straczynski introduced, and I think there's more to it than we've gotten, and I'm hoping Dan Slott does go with it a bit more.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I'm looking forward to it. As of now, I don't know which I'm looking forward to more, this or Original Sin. I don't know, as far as Marvel event books go for the rest of the year.
I'm looking Original Sin for me.
Because I'm
more an all-around Marvel Universe type guy. So I like different people coming together.
I enjoyed our last encompassing mini with Infinity, so I'm looking forward to a character-focused one with Spider-Verse. So I'm psyched for this. It's one of my favorite Spider-Man writers, one of my favorite artists, doing one of my favorite concepts with a really cool Spider-Man villain. So
that's cool.
If you're looking for a checkmark box of reasons to buy a book,
there you go. Pretty much got them all.
Yeah,
it's pretty much got them all. I don't know. They didn't say how many issues yet. They didn't say monthly or bi-monthly, or not bi-monthly, bi-weekly, or what. So hopefully, I'm sure it's going to be $3.99 or $4.99, which will suck.
I wouldn't see him going at 4. I'm hoping maybe there'll be a first issue that'll be that, or a bookend issue. Yeah. But I think 3 would be $3.99 would be the line price.
We'll see. See how long it goes and how long it lasts. Can't be as long as Forever Evil.
No. Good God. I can see it being 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I think 7
probably
would be a good one, just for the size of it. Maybe pad it out to maybe do a 0 issue or something. I don't know.
Well, I just hope it doesn't cross over into everything.
Yeah. It seemed I don't know. It seems like Slott would contain it rather nicely. It's through the actual Amazing book. It's not its own standalone mini, right?
I think it is standalone.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was through the Spider-Man book. Or if there is going to be a tie-in, it'll be in the Spider-Man book. So. Yeah. So yeah, I am psyched for that. That's pretty much our big comic book news of the week, which is good.
Pretty much.
Which is good.
Pretty much.
Big video game news of the week just broke last night. Facebook buying Oculus VR for $2 billion.
Why not?
Combination of $400 million cash and stock options. So I don't know. My friends have been really psyched and super hyped for the Oculus for a while. I've been interested in it as well. I don't think I'd ever would have bought one because I don't really want to slap something in front of my face and play a video game for 4 or 5 hours, especially since I wear glasses, and they don't seem to care about that part of the demographic because it can't be comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been an interesting product. I don't know.
What type of games do they have? Like the Facebook type games?
The Oculus Rift was designed to do all types of games, from what I understand. Like the dev kits. There's been a lot of driving sims in that. A few action adventure style games, but
so can you like hook it up to Steam or something?
Probably. I mean, that was where the retail model was eventually going to go. It was a retail version of a VR headset.
Okay.
So like Lawnmower Man style.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but looking good.
Okay. Well, sure.
Like high fidelity and 1080p style, and And, so they have, it's, one of those things where it's hard to kind of sell and market this product because you can't show people what it looks like.
True.
Because, you can't stick their head in the camera and, like, here, look how awesome this looks. But here's a video of someone enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of bizarre. But, yeah, Facebook buying it, I mean, there's already some backlash against the whole deal. A couple of weeks or a month or so ago, Oculus had this news article that they were dialing back on their dev kit production because they didn't have this material. I don't know, like unobtainium or whatever the hell they were calling it. It was some mineral that they couldn't get for some of their components, so they have to slow down development. Now, conspiracy theorists have run kind of off the chart here now, going, oh, well, they're just doing that to drum up interest from investors, driving up the potential price, that Facebook comes along, and now they'll start ramping up again.
True.
It's an interesting possibility, not saying it is or it isn't, but it's kind of amazing how this started out 2 years ago as a Kickstarter for $250,000 for this headset VR set. Now it's, talk of the video
Cutting
game.
edge technology.
Yeah, bought by Facebook for $2 billion.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They must have some sort of plans, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, they've been doing stuff right. I mean, there's never come out any dev kits that have come out and saying this thing is crap. It's all been, no, this is really good tech. And Zuckerberg saying, like, mobile is the platform of today, and this is, like, the platform of tomorrow, and that's why they're investing in it, for, like, the social aspect. I don't know. I don't really want to stick a piece of plastic on my head and visually interact with my friends on a computer. I'll go hang out with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to wait and see, basically.
Yeah. Depending upon the price point, I don't know if I'd ever buy one. But
well, they've got to recoup that money somehow.
I don't think Facebook's hurting for recouping funds.
Yeah.
I think they'll be okay.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It was just an interesting move. It kind of came out of left field. Nobody saw this coming, so... Seems like every big company is buying everything else. Eventually, we're just going to have...
Megacore
or Omnicore or By and Large. That's all it's going to be.
Yeah.
All we're going to have.
Super giant conglomerates.
Yep.
Whatever.
You trace everything back. This show might even actually right now be owned by somebody that we don't know about. So
right. Disney just bought us.
Yay! I'm a Disney employee.
Which is funny. I just showed you that. All right. Disney bought Maker Studios, which owns 8 quadrillion YouTube channels or whatever.
Billions and billions of views a month.
So be prepared for Disney ads in pretty much every video you will ever watch.
Yeah. If you like YouTube, odds are you're watching a YouTube channel owned by Disney.
Yeah, pretty much. Like that's a pretty huge deal too.
Yeah.
Not as big as 2 billion, but between 500 to $1 billion.
Yeah.
So hard to say, but
everything's getting snatched up. I'm just waiting for that email.
Oh yeah.
A bit of toy news this week. Nothing spectacular. Guardians of the Galaxy debuted their Mini-Mate lineup, which is kind of cool.
I saw those.
Typically, the standard 2-packs, accessories. You get a masked version of Star-Lord's face, so that's great since the mask is the better version, especially on the Mini-Mate, because it's better to have the mask on the Mini-Mate.
Yeah.
You get Rocket Raccoon as like a little pack-in, non-articulated accessory for Groot, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's, there's a weird 2-pack, though, that is destined to be a peg warmer. But you've got like the standard 2-packs. You've got Groot comes with Drax, Star-Lord and Ronan, Gamera and a Nova Corps member. So they spread out the team across the packs. So you got to buy the pack, typical business sense. The last pack is a Nebula and a Sakaran warrior.
I like Nebula, though.
Oh yeah,
I would buy it.
2 characters that the mainstream public, who are, the ones where they got to try and get into this movie, wouldn't pick them up. They'd get the team. That's going to be a peg warmer. It is such a bizarre 2-pack to do. You think they would have put Nebula and Gamera?
Thinking about, getting a villain 2-pack, basically. So if someone's going to buy heroes, they want villains to fight for the kids. For
the kids,
right?
yeah. Yes, the kids.
Yes.
Not 32-year-old collectors.
Yeah.
But I still love the fact it's going to be a Sakaran warrior, so Sakaar exists in the Marvel movie universe, so, matter of time, pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, just sort of little whatever is. For once, I actually did click on a set picture and looked at Karen Gillan in her complete makeup for Nebula.
Still looks hot.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
Even bald and blue.
Yeah.
Still tops.
So I'm really looking forward to that movie.
Yeah.
Really looking forward
Yeah.
to that.
I'm so looking forward to Captain America. Like,
Is that
it's
this
only
week
a couple of
or
weeks
next
away.
week?
Next week. It's the 4th, so...
Oh, Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, Free Comic Book Day's in May.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Spider-Man opens on Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My reaction to Spider-Man 2. I'm sorry, Amazing Spider-Man 2. I love Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
NECA's also got a couple new things coming out. I will take every opportunity to promote NECA's Pacific Rim figures, because the more people buy of Pacific Rim merchandise, the more likelihood it is we get a sequel, which we deserve.
I don't think we'll ever get a sequel.
It made a ton of money overseas and a crap ton of money on home video.
Did
so, yeah, it basically paid for itself on the video release.
Alright.
They're making the last kaiju from the end of the film, that Scunner, that
Yep.
giant one. That's going to be made into a figure, and with the kaiju getting deluxe treatment now, it's going to be a massive hunk of plastic in a package, which
That's
is really
cool.
cool. And I think this week, as we speak, our local comic book store is probably getting the deliveries of another shipment of NECA Jaeger figures.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Coyote Tango and Cherno Alpha are apparently coming out this week. So that gives us all of our hero Jaegers from the movie. Gypsy, Striker, Cherno, Crimson, and yeah, that's all of them. Isn't it?
I don't know. I think I said something else. A different one.
Yeah, there's another one. What's it? Cherno, Striker, Gypsy, Crimson, and Coyote Tango, but he's barely in the movie. But, so yeah, we have all of our hero Jaegers now. There's a 2.0 Gypsy coming out with a better paint deco and a solid plastic disc for the chest piece instead of paint. It looks a lot better, so I'm still holding off. But they're also doing another 18-inch Jaeger.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an 18-inch Cherno Alpha. Now, they're really cool. I'm surprised that NECA keeps turning out these 18-inch figures, because they're huge. They are huge.
Yeah.
They've been doing some Marvel movie figures. They've got a really cool Batman one. But the friggin' Jaegers are massive. The Gypsy Danger will take up an entire, like, bookshelf.
Huh.
Like, on the top. If you didn't have it planned out, it would, could fall and kill someone.
Yeah.
Especially with the friggin' chain blades on it.
Hmm.
But the fact that a lot of collectors now are going smaller scale because they just don't have the room. The fact that these keep coming out and being made is amazing. And at $100 price point for an 18-inch figure, it's pretty an outstanding deal. The Cherno Alpha still has in process the paint apps. I don't think have been applied. It doesn't have that beaten, worn paint to it yet, like the 7-inch does. But I think when it comes out, it looks nothing, or it's completely unlike any of the other Jaegers in the film, because it's a Mark I model, and it looks so cool. So, I would love to get one of the 18-inch Jaegers. I might end up just going the 6-inch route and getting the Hero Jaegers and a couple of Kaiju to fight them. Because I love this. I'm probably going to watch Pacific Rim today.
Huh.
I friggin' love that film. So good.
Alright. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Do we have anything else?
TV and movie stuff from the week. We're getting a new Transformers cartoon, as we tend to do every couple of years. This one takes place...
we do, actually.
We really do, yeah. This one takes place after Transformers Prime, which is, I guess, wrapping up soon. Interesting part about this, it has, it doesn't have the movieverse designs, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But, like the comics for the last couple of years, Bumblebee is the team leader now in this Transformers cartoon. So, don't know what that means for Optimus at the end of Prime there.
Mentor role.
Yeah, if he bites it.
Yeah.
If they try and off him, which, they tend to do with the Primes.
Yeah.
But, won't have the emotional impact of the original.
Mm-hmm.
Still hurts. But, yeah, kind of interesting. Bumblebee stepping up into the leadership role. Probably debuting in and around or just after the time of the new movie. Because, they have to.
Yeah.
It's almost required by law. And you saw it. I saw it. Everyone saw it. The Hercules trailer.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I actually really liked it.
The CG looks a little iffy, but it's from the guy that did the
I
Mummy
don't think
series,
so I think
whatever.
it looks alright. Plus, he's had, like, a decade to get better.
Yeah. Him fighting the lion.
Yeah.
Which is awesome, and then him wearing the lion head. And, it's... People might question why we can enjoy movies like this, yet other movies we don't, because they're in the same vein, like Pompeii, I guess, would be something in the same vein, which was dumb. That movie took itself way too goddamn seriously. Hercules, you can just tell that they're going very self-aware and a little tongue-in-cheek with this film, which is fine.
It's about a guy, or a demigod that does 12 labors against each one more fantastical than the next.
Against creatures of both varying size and ferocity.
Yeah, so...
You can't, and they're taking it, it looks like they're taking it seriously, but they're aware of what's going on in their own story.
It's just pure imagination.
Yeah, it's like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, pure imagination.
Oh, they should play that song during the trailer.
Oh, someone do it!
That would be awesome!
Someone do it! But like that delivery, I am Hercules!
Yeah, better than Scorpion King.
Oh yeah. I want to know what the CG budget was to remove his tattoos.
It wasn't that bad. Plus, he's got this, I think, part of the lion skin over one of it anyway.
I mean, that's got to be some tricky makeup might rub off and fade out during the filming, so there must be some work. I mean, maybe. But I'm psyched. I want to see it. It looks fun. It's going to be the best Hercules movie of the year we're getting.
Oh, probably.
But I like Dwayne Johnson. I think he's got good charisma. He's a good leading man actor, and I think this is going to be a fun adventure film. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It feels like an old Hollywood action film.
Yeah, it looks great.
Plus Hydras.
Plus everything.
Hydras.
Three-headed dog.
Cerberus. Yeah. I love Cerberus. Who would win in a fight, Cerberus or Fenris?
Yeah, Cerberus.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us what you think in the comments. I want to know. Fenris v. Cerberus. Who wins? I think Fenris takes it. The thing eats the sun.
So what? Cerberus fucking guards the gates of hell. Pardon my language.
He sits there. He just waits.
Yeah, but then destroys everything that tries to pass.
Yeah, Fenris is active.
Hercules.
Except Hercules. Yeah. He had one job. You had one job, Cerberus.
Yeah, that's true. First guy that comes up. Ah, damn.
Satan's gonna be pissed.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Fenris takes it in my book.
No.
A little bit of interwebs news from the week.
Not
a whole lot.
Barely anything.
Nothing spectacularly worth mentioning awesomely, but a few things. Age of Ultron is in full swing, filming out there in Italy. So we got a couple of on-set shots of Scarlet Witch. Close to the concept art, very bohemian-esque styling, nice red jacket. She looks fine, she looks good. Again, might not be her quote-unquote costume, it's her street look. If she'll be in costume, we don't know. Hawkeye was on set, pretty much the same look as he had in the first Avengers film, at least for now. Aaron Taylor Johnson, I don't know his name, on set as Quicksilver. Unlike the concept art, white hair.
Yeah.
So he's got the white hair. Costume looks awesome.
That's good.
He's got the lightning bolt actually on it, and it looks cool. It's like a textured running suit design, so it kind of makes sense for the character. Weird kind of off-colored running shoes. Doesn't really flow with the rest of the suit. They're kind of a gray. Kind of interesting. But, yeah, with that being the Quicksilver, Singer should be kind of embarrassed about what Quicksilver looks like in his movie.
Yeah.
It's brutal. Just awful. The biggest thing, though, there was actually Ultron was on set. Now, we don't know if this is a drone or actually Ultron, but there was no confirmation that it was actually, what's his name? Who's playing Ultron?
Spader?
Yeah, there was no actual confirmation that it was James Spader on set in costume, but it was a guy in a looked like a black parka type of deal. Yeah. And same thing they do with the Iron Man. They don't always have him decked out in the full suit. Yeah. It was like kind of waist up, and it was kind of reflective metal, like the like covered shiny plastic metal look they do to it. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, the shoulder piece was kind of open. It was like low cut. Had like the armor on the arms, and it probably, just plate shots for a previs so they can see what it's going to look like, just to get light reflecting as well off of the armor, what it's going to eventually look like, just help the special effects. But it showed off the design of the helmet, and it looks really cool. You can definitely see how it's the evolved Iron Man helmet, like they teased in the thing back in Comic-Con. Like, this Ultron comes up from probably an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
That's why he looks like he does.
Could be.
Yeah. And how James Spader actually plays the role, I don't know. There was a bunch of other guys in mocap suits on set, so they could be drones or something else, some other type of bad guy that we same as the Chitauri were during the first filming.
Yeah.
But it was cool to actually see something of a visual representation of what Ultron's going to look like. Because with Loki, we knew what Loki looks like anyway, and he's a costume. The Chitauri were the big secret for the first movie, and it's kind of cool, like, this is Ultron. And it's a neat design. I mean, Ultron always has those different versions of himself, so who knows what he might actually look like throughout the whole film.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see where it is, maybe where it came from, and some indications of where the character's look could be going.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool.
Well, as I stated on the last show, I'll just wait for the trailer.
Yeah. And then not watch it.
I usually watch the trailer, but for movies, I'll watch the trailer.
Yeah.
TV shows, I don't usually watch the trailer.
And did you like Prometheus, Geoff?
I actually did like Prometheus.
Oh, you're
In
wrong.
fact, I watched the unrated extended edition, and then I also watched a fan edit version, which took the stuff from the extras
Yeah,
and then
what's
spliced
what
it
was
in.
with putting out the extras on the DVD on the Blu-ray, but not putting them into the film? I freaking hate when they do that.
I don't know, but the speech at the beginning, or which would have been the beginning with what's his name, Guy Pearce,
Yeah,
was amazing. Like it was
the guy
amazing.
they hired to hide behind makeup for half the film,
Yeah,
and then pretend he's
but
not
this
in
was
it.
when he was young.
Yeah.
And they were starting out their whatever you want to call it, exploration,
Yeah.
or whatever it might have been, the mission. And it was awesome. It was like inspiring. Like it was a great speech. I think if they'd left it in, it would have made the film much stronger.
There was a few little changes they could have made to that movie to make it fit in way better with the Alien universe, which they really, really
Yeah.
tried to do without really showing us they were trying to do it.
Yeah.
Like, if they had made that planet LV-426,
Mm-hmm.
problem could have been solved, because now this entire thing happened on another planet.
Yeah.
So, but Prometheus 2 is apparently moving forward. Ridley Scott may
Excellent.
not be directing it. New screenwriter's coming on board to take a second pass at the script. The guy that wrote Green Lantern.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
So, you have the sequel to a very decisive movie in the sci-fi franchise. People either love Prometheus or they hate it. There's really no middle
I'm more
ground.
towards the love side.
I'm in the confusing why did they do it this way camp. I don't... if I had to come down on the side, I dislike the movie. I've seen it a few times, and there's just bizarre
Yeah, I've
choices.
seen it a few times as
Yeah.
well. I like it. I still like it.
There's very bizarre choices, and just bizarre decisions were made in the filming and writing of this movie. And I don't know if Ridley Scott just didn't have the control that he wanted over the movie, because that's
It's possible.
unfortunately still happens, especially Ridley Scott. I don't know why. But, yeah, now the guy that wrote Green Lantern is coming on to take a second pass. So, great! Awesome!
Maybe it will be.
Nope! And multiple Fastbenders, so there's going to be multiple David robots kicking around this time as their own
Cool.
as well.
I want Lance Henriksen back.
They won't bring him
Bring
back.
him back.
They won't bring it. It's supposed to be more alien-y
Yeah, I
than
know.
Prometheus, this one, so
Yeah.
we'll see. Probably not going to make its rumored 2015 date. Probably be 2016 when
Yeah.
it eventually happens.
Speaking of 2015, woohoo! Release date FF7. Release date, yeah! Can't wait. That movie's gonna be awesome.
Show some respect.
I am by telling
By being
everyone
hyped.
it's gonna be awesome.
CG Paul Walker,
That's right.
body double in CG.
That's right.
It's gonna look awesome.
His voice though.
It's gonna look
It's his
awesome.
voice. It will look awesome. You wait.
Oh,
You
remember
wait.
Tron Legacy?
Looked awesome.
No.
Love that movie.
De-aged Bridges did not look awesome.
Loved it. I love that movie so much.
It's a cool looking film. Music's
I
fantastic.
probably watched it at least 6 or 7 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That movie is
De-aged
awesome.
Bridges looked a little off.
No way, man. They're great. Great. Yes.
No.
So look for FF7 in theaters near you next year.
Don't look for it.
Next year.
Look for FF7 in your
Skip
video
Star
game.
Wars. Watch
Oh
FF7.
my God.
Skip Star Wars. Did you not learn from episode 1, 2, 3? I would hope you did. I would have hoped you did.
I think people are really willing to give this new go around a chance.
I don't think so. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
It'll make money
Sting
no matter
starts
what.
filming in like 6 weeks, and we have no cast announced.
Just the one guy. Plus
yeah,
the originals.
R2-D2.
Plus
That's
the originals.
the only confirmed cast member is R2. Everyone else is still rumored or hasn't confirmed
No,
yet.
Luke, Leia, and
Nope.
Han are still in there.
They're
old ones.
rumored.
No. Because, what's her name? Carrie Fisher.
There has been no official announcement.
She's been seen, and
Wow.
she's getting thin now to get in shape for the role.
Getting thin.
Well, she was, let's just say, she was out of shape for the last 30 years.
What Coke will do. But no, there's been no official announcement from Abrams Camp or Lucasfilm that any actor
All
has signed
official.
on. Look it
All
up
official.
right now.
No.
Because
No.
I'm right.
Nope. I just think you're confused like you were with Prometheus. So there.
I'm not confused about Prometheus.
So there.
Nope.
Prometheus was better than Pacific Rim.
Oh, shut up.
That's how confused you are.
You are a damn fool. Alright, end the show. Wrap this up, Geoff.
So, to end the show, again, FF7 2015. There you go. Done.
Show's over.
You can find us on Facebook, Pendulum Podcast on Facebook. Subscribe to this YouTube channel because it's pretty awesome and everyone loves it. At least
People love it.
That's right. As far as I know, everyone does love it. So, and we could be owned by Disney. You never know. Sure, it'd be great. Well, maybe it wouldn't be. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I'd be alright with it.
You can find us on Twitter, Garry at the Wagnarok, and myself at the Telltale Mind. You can find daily postings by myself on thetelltalemind.com. So that's it. Check out FF7. Best movie ever. Show over.